All right, on your quiz, guys, I just finished making it. There's 5 questions, all right? You only have 30 minutes in class on Friday, so I can't give you a million questions. So obviously, partial credit for everything, all that good stuff. Anything that we've gone over is fair game, so you need to be familiar with stuff. But there will be a question like this on your quiz. You will be given the unit circle, and you will be given the formulas. You can't use a calculator, but you'll be given those 2 things. So when you come to a question like this, right? The question itself says to find the exact value of sine of u plus v. Does everybody see that right here? Find the exact value of sine u plus v. So you already know which formula you're going to use, right? In this case, you're going to use the first one. Everybody understand that? Okay. So now you look at the information they gave you and you're like, wait, what? All right, this isn't like a question where you have to figure out 2 angles that are on the unit circle. Nothing, there's no angle measurements here. But they do tell you 2 really important pieces of information. They tell you that you have an angle U, and they tell you that you have an angle V. Now, the way that I do this is the way that I think you guys should do it, just to stay organized. If you don't, whatever. It's just easier to kind of keep everything together on one side, keep everything together on the other side, and kind of look at it. So let's look at just the information they told me about U. Okay, we're going to go back to chapter 4 here. It says the sine of u is 4 over 5, where 0 is less than u, which is less than pi over 2. What is this telling me? They're telling me where u is. Perfect. So where is u? Well, think about this. You guys are going to have a unit circle, but here is 0. Here's pi over 2. Here's pi, and here's 3 pi over 2. Again, you're going to have a unit circle, so you can look at this. But they're telling me that u is between 0 and pi over 2. What does that mean? It's in what quadrant? Quadrant 1. It's in the first quadrant. Why is that important? The signs. What are the signs in quadrant 1? Positive, positive, all right? So they told me that the sine of u is 4 over 5. What information is that giving me? It's not giving me x and y, because it's not a ordered pair in the unit circles. Anybody remember what that is? It's y over what, Christine? Over r. Perfect. In this case, guys, they're giving you y, and they're giving you r. What's the other piece of information you need to find? X. Does anybody remember how to find that? The Pythagorean theorem. Good. So they told me that this is in quadrant 1, so I know that my y value is positive 4. I know that my r value is positive 5. What do we need to remember about r? It's always positive, no matter where it is, because it's your hypotenuse. It's always positive. So how do we find that x value? Well, we're going to say x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So x squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared, right? So x squared equals, what's 4 squared? 16. So 25 minus 16 is what? 9. So what does x equal? 3? Okay. I skipped a step. I didn't show you that I subtracted. So I have 3 here. Now, you guys are like, okay, now what does that mean? This next step, you absolutely do not have to do. I just think it's a very good thing to do. So I'm going to do it and have you write it out. If you choose not to, you don't have to. But I'm going to say, okay, what information do I know about u? Well, I'm going to go ahead and write out the sine of u, the cosine of u, and the tangent of u. What is sine? Y over what? Y over r? What is cosine? X over r. What's tangent? Y over x. So what is the sine of angle u? 4 over what? 5. What is the cosine? Which is 3 over 5. Good. And what is the tangent? 4 over 3. Does everybody see where Chloe got that information? Yes or no? Talk to me. Okay. Have we solved the problem? No. So now I'm going to go over and I'm going to do the exact same thing with this piece of information that they gave me with u. I'm going to find the x, I'm going to find the y, and I'm going to find the r. But first, I'm going to figure out where this angle lies. And why is that important? The sines. You guys can get some of this right number-wise, but the signs aren't right. Where is u? It's telling you it's between pi over 2 and pi. What quadrant is this? Quadrant 2. What do you know about 2? X is negative, y is positive. Go ahead and put that so you don't make a mistake on the signs. So now I'm going to look at the trig function they gave me. They gave me cosine. What's cosine again? X over r. So what is your x value? Negative 12. Perfect. What's your r value? 13. How am I going to find the other piece? Awesome. So negative 12 squared plus y squared equals 13 squared. 144 plus y squared equals 169. Subtract 144 from both sides. What does that give me? 25. So what's y equal? 5. Now again, you can just go ahead and skip this step. I just don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a really good idea to write down the sine, cosine, and tangent of each. So here's v. What is the sine of v? 5 over what? 13. Good. What is the cosine of v? Negative 12 over 13. And then what's the tangent? 5 over negative 12. Now you guys are like, oh my gosh, seriously? Now what? All right. The reason we did this is because let's go back to our original question. What are they asking you for? The sine of u plus v. So I'm going to write that down. All right. This is the question they're asking. The sine of u plus v. What is the formula for the sine of u plus v? Sine u times cosine v plus cosine u times sine v. Now, do you see why it's super helpful that you wrote down the sine, cosine, and tangent of u and the sine, cosine, and tangent of v? You don't have to do what I did in that box. You could just leave your x, y, and your r for each one of them, but then you run the risk of accidentally putting negative 12 over 13 when you meant to put 5 over 13, something like that. I just think it's best to just keep everything organized, so everything you need to look at is right here. You got this piece here and this piece here, and you just grab. What is the sine of u? Go to your u box, and what's the sine? 4 over 5. Now go to cosine of v. Go to the v box, and what's the cosine? Negative 12 over 13. Perfect. Plus, cosine of u is 3 over 5. Good. And then the sine of v. God bless. What is it? 5 over 13. Now, at this point, this is a good place that you can stop and check. What do you notice about the denominators of both of these? 5 and 13 on the left-hand side, and then what? 5 and 13 on the right. You're always going to end up with a common denominator. If you don't, then you messed up a ratio. But if you multiply numerators, what's 4 and negative 12? Negative 48. Multiply denominators. 13 times 5 is 65. Good. Plus, multiply numerators. 15 over what? 65. Do you guys notice how the denominators are the same? That should happen every single time. If it doesn't, you need to go back up here and say, wait a second, I messed up somewhere. I messed up one of my signs. I messed up one of my ratios, whatever. But now, what's my last step? You're going to simplify. So the sine of u plus v is negative 33 over 65. And we always see if we can do what? Always try and simplify. So there's going to be 3 different types of questions. I did 3 different examples, and there's going to be all kinds of different types. So what you guys really need to focus on today is you need to finish up your WebAssign. You need to submit it so it's done, and then you need to look at that quiz review and say, I don't understand how to do this. What is this question asking? How can you help? I need you guys to do that now, not just sitting here chit-chatting. Everybody understand? Mm-hmm. All right, Eva just asked a question. These are tough. Tell me it. Tangent. What is it? Okay. Negative 105. What would be the first step here? Since the angle is negative, what do I need to do? Okay, so if I add 360 to this gives me the tangent of what? What's 360 minus 105?
255.
How much? 255. Okay. Is 255 on the unit circle? No. So we need to find two angles that are going to add or subtract to give me 255. Give those to me. So 30 and 225. Okay, that'll work. What are we doing with 30 and 225? Adding them, so it doesn't matter which is which, correct? What is the ordered pair at 30? Okay. And what's 225? And, yep. Okay, so which formula, look at your formula sheet, which formula you're going to use since we're adding? Tangent of what? U plus V. So tell me, read the formula to me. If I'm adding tangent U plus V, what does it say? Say it again. Tangent of U plus tangent of V. Okay. Now, this gave a bunch of you a run for your money, right? This is not the easiest of questions. How do we find the tangents? What is tangent? Remind me again what tangent is. Y over x, or you can also look at it as sine over cosine, right? Same thing. So think about this. You're going to have to find the tangent of u. Well, what's the tangent of u? 1 over 2 divided by what? Root 3 over 2, okay? Let's just fill everything in and then we'll simplify. Plus the tangent of v. Negative root 2 over 2. Whoa. Negative root 2 over 2 over square root 2 over 2. Something like that. Well, yeah. Right? They're both negative? Okay. Then divided by 1 minus the tangent of u. So 1 over 2 square root 3 over 2 times negative root 2 over 2 over negative root 2 over 2. Does everybody understand what I did here? I just filled everything in. You could have simplified all the tangents first and then put it in. That's fine. But if I have a fraction divided by a fraction, let's simplify this. This is 1/2 times what? 2 over square root of 3, which gives me 1 over root 3, which when I rationalize it becomes root 3 over 3. Okay, so this is the square root of 3 over 3 plus, what happens with this one? What's anything divided by itself? Okay, good. Once you fill everything in, this just becomes a really nasty algebra problem. So then I have 1 minus, well, what was the tangent for this one? What is it? It's the same in the top and the bottom. Root 3 over 3 times what? 1, okay. So now do you guys notice you have a numerator and a denominator? Do we have a fraction in the numerator? Yes, I have the square root of 3 over 3 plus 1. What's another way I can write 1 so it has a common denominator? Okay, 1 over 1, but what would the common denominator be? 3 over 3, good. Everybody with me so far? Same thing on the bottom. What's my common denominator going to be between 1 and 3? So it'd be 3 over 3 minus root 3 over 3. You guys agree? Okay, how do we divide fractions? You keep, change what? Flip. So this is the square root of 3 plus 3 over 3. Can I write it together since they have common denominator? Okay, times, when I flip, what does this become? 3 over 3 minus the square root of 3. Now what happens? The 3's cancel, so you have the square root of 3 plus 3 over 3 minus the square root of 3. That's how WebAssign wanted it answered. You could leave it like this. This is okay. It's not great, but this is okay. How could we further simplify it? Because we don't like radicals in a denominator, right? You'd have to rationalize. How do you rationalize when you have a plus sign? Well, you have to multiply by the conjugate. What's the opposite of 3 minus root 3? 3 plus the square root of 3. 3 plus the square root of 3. This just becomes a really nasty algebra problem. So when I rationalize here, what's square root of 3 times whole number 3? It's just 3 root 3. What's the square root of 3 times the square root of 3? Plus 3, good. What's 3 times 3? And then what's 3 times the square root of 3? 3 squared is 3. Perfect, guys. Then on the bottom, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times root 3 is plus 3 root 3. Negative root 3 and 9 is minus 3 root 3. And then negative root 3 and positive root 3 is minus what? 3. What happens with your root 3's in the middle, in the bottom? And then what's 9 minus 3? 6. I'm not sure why I am writing upwards towards the sky, but... Okay, so how can we simplify the numerator? What's 3 plus 3? Sorry, what's 3 plus 9? 12. And then what's 3 root 3's plus another 3 root 3's? Plus. If I have 3 in one hand and 3 in the other, I have a total of 6. 6 square root of 3. Guys, this became an Algebra 2 problem after the first step of plugging in all the tangents. Then this just became a really gross Algebra 2 problem. One more thing, can we simplify this? Yes, 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 6 divided by 6 is 1. So your answer here is 2 square root of 3. WebAssign took this as an okay answer. I would not. I want you guys to rationalize. Thank you. I want you to get the square roots out of the denominator. But again, look, this problem is a pre-calc problem here, pre-calc problem here, pre-calc problem here, and then it becomes what? Algebra. That's just an Algebra 2 problem at the bottom.
All right, it was broken.
That's okay. Just becomes an Algebra 2 problem. It's like, you know, you have to condense where it says right as a single trig function, and then tangent, yes, where you just have to find on the unit circle, that sort of thing, but not one of these. All right, we good? Okay.